Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musics. I am your host, Bill Miller. Welcome to the 14th installment of our Top 500 Pre-Code Horror Comics. In 1954, Dr. Frederick Wortham published Seduction of the Innocent, a tome that claimed horror, crime, and other comics were a direct cause of juvenile delinquency. Wortham asserted, largely based on undocumented anecdotes, that reading violent comic books encouraged violent behavior in children. Wortham painted a picture of a large and pervasive industry, shrouded in secrecy and masterminded by a few that operated upon the innocent and defenseless minds of the young. He further suggested the industry's strong-armed vendors into accepting their publications and forced artists and writers into producing the content against their will. Now, before we get to our comics, let's have a quick reminder of the criteria. The comics had to have been published prior to carrying the Comics Code Authority seal, and the title had to primarily be a horror title. Some of the eligible titles are from other genres, but they switch to a horror context for a period of time. Lastly, these are not necessarily either the most popular or the most expensive horror books. They are simply the best horror comic book covers, in my humble opinion. It was almost painful to rank numbers 240 to 221, but it was a visual treat. I made a series of 25 videos with 20 entries in each one, so please join me for the next 20 covers as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comic book covers. Alright, starting out at number 240, we have Strange Tales, issue number 14, from Atlas/Marvel, published in January of 1953. Unfortunately, the artist is unknown. I suspect that this is a game of peekaboo that would psychologically scar just about any baby. Bludgeoning us with number 239 is Tales from the Crypt, issue number 24, from EC Comics, produced in July of 1951. The cover artist is Al Feldstein. A creative zombie has a man in his clutches as they both slowly descend into quicksand. Oozing out of number 238 is Startling Terror Tales, number 9, from Star Publications, out in May of 1954. Cover art is by L.B. Cole. A deep red background accentuates the ghoul peering at the skeleton in the coffin, eerily illuminated by two blood-red candles. Slithering in at number 237 is Menace, issue number 3, from Atlas/Marvel, hitting the shelves in May of 1953. The cover artist is Bill Everett. A truly unique green-skinned werewolf stars on this cover. He is on the business end of a shotgun, which may contain silver bullets. At number 236 is Spellbound, issue number 20, from Atlas/Marvel, hitting the stands in March of 1954. Cover art chores handled by Russ Heath. A blonde in a red skirt, tentacled creatures, a graveyard setting, rich dark blues, and exceptional artistry abound in this book. The man's expression is that of sheer terror. Bleeding out at number 235 is Mystic, issue number 17, again from Atlas/Marvel, out in February of 1953. We're not positive, but the cover artist is believed to be Saul Brodsky. A blonde in a red dress has been captured by zombies, and they are leading her to a graveyard vampire who seems to be doing the monster mash. Hiding in the shadows at number 234 is Web of Evil, issue number 6, from Quality Comics. Produced in September of 1953. Cover art duties handled by Jack Cole. The only thing better than this massive graveyard hunchback is the gangster who is making the Tommy gun chatter like a typewriter. Crawling in at number 233 is Tales from the Crypt, number 29, from EC Comics. Published in May of 1952. The cover artist is Jack Davis. Mundane yet horrifying. What is the story behind this burial among the woods? At number 232, we have Spook, issue number 24, from Star Publications. Hitting the shelves in May of 1953. Cover art is by L.B. Cole. A spectacular Egyptian tomb, the walls decorated with fantastic hieroglyphics, is the setting for a marvelous mummy and his curse. Appearing at number 231, we have Weird Tales of the Future, issue number 4, from Stanley Morse. Produced in November of 1952. The cover art is by Basil Wolverton. Strange alien creatures are attacking and absconding with human victims under the curtain of a blood-red sky. Spiriting in at number 230 is Mr. Mystery, issue number 8, also from Stanley Morse, and also published in November of 1952. We're not positive, but the cover artist is believed to be Tony Mortellaro. A blonde in a red nightgown reading in her stateroom upon a ship when a ghastly ghoul comes crashing through a portal. The purple splashes in the room really set this cover off. At number 229 is Menace, issue number 9, from Atlas/Marvel. Hitting the stands in January of 1954. The cover artist is Gene Colan. A fantastic zombie, a bold charge of lightning, but the story of this image is the colors, and the colors. Chopping away at number 228 is Witch's Tales, issue number 3, from Harvey. Hitting the stands in May of 1951. Cover art is by Al Avison. A wonderful witch gazing into her crystal ball where she sees a blonde in a red dress in bondage who seems to be in a rather precarious position. Slashing into number 227 is The Thing, issue number 10, from Charlton. Published in September of 1953. The cover artist is Bob Forgione. A menagerie of lovely women, a crazy man, a werewolf, and the devil himself. At number 226, we have This Magazine is Haunted, issue number 7, from Fawcett. Out in October of 1952. The cover artist is believed to be Sheldon Maldoff. A scientist in his lab humming with beakers and Bunsen burners and test tubes and flasks. But he is caught unawares when a zombie materializes from within one of his concoctions. Fleeing into number 225 is Startling Terror Tales, issue number 12, from Star Publications. Hitting the shelves in October of 1952. Cover art is by L.B. Cole. Blacks, greens, and yellows adorn this cover, but the focus is upon the horror-stricken fella in the center once he lays his eyes upon a pair of bloody hands. Scaring into number 224, we have Chamber of Chills, issue number 21, from Harvey. Produced in January of 1954. Cover art is by Lee Elias. A glorious purple cover featuring a ciggy-smoking skeleton who is feverishly typing up a scoop for the Daily Bugle? The Daily Planet? Frightening us at number 223 is Diary of Horror, issue number 1, from Avon. Published in December of 1952. The cover artist is Alvin A.C. Hollingsworth. We have two women in red dresses, skeletons, and glorious skull lanterns. Screaming away at number 222 is Black Cat Mystery, issue number 42, from Harvey. Out in February of 1953. Sadly, the cover artist is unknown. Wow, what a cover! An incredible beast is in bondage while being whipped, shot, staked, and burned. A rough image. And spooking us at number 221 is Haunt of Fear, issue number 19, from EC Comics. Hitting the stands in June of 1953. Cover art is by Graham Ingalls. What's better than a beheading, you ask? Why, a double beheading, of course, I answer. And that will do it for numbers 240 through 221, as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got to see some books you either haven't seen before or haven't seen in quite some time. Please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Do I have some ranked too high or too low? Or there's some that weren't on the list that should have been on the list? I'd love to hear your feedback. And don't forget to join me for the next installment as we count down numbers 220 through 201.